Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope reading at the Oracle of Atlantis. This reading is set to air during Libra season, although it is a timeless reading. Libra being connected to the scales of justice, this is a time of seeking fairness and balance in all areas of your life, especially within marriage and partnerships. The current moon phase at the time of the recording for your reading, Sagittarius, we have the new moon in Scorpio. This is a secretive and personal time in which tightly reined in feelings are allowed to quietly expend themselves in more mundane activities through isolation. So that is from the Moon Oracle. All of the decks I will be using will be hashtagged in the description box below, as well as my Instagram link and PayPal for donations. For your reading today, I will be working with the Druid Animal Oracle. I already started your reading prior to recording. I pulled some of the cards out for you. So the first message, the opening message that wanted to come out that you need to be aware of, we have the crane. As well as the blank card. So the blank card connects to your own personal spirit animal at this time, or totem. There was another reading I did, and I can't remember whose reading it was. Where this energy kind of led them into their spirit animal, if you will. Crane, or core, in the Gaelic term is core. Secret knowledge, patience, and longevity, which is interesting because the current new moon in Scorpio's energy was some sort of secrets, or expressing or releasing some sort of secrets in times of isolation. Core brings the qualities of patience and perseverance. The crane will stand for hours peering into the water until the time is right for it to dart at its prey. Combined with the ability to be patient, the crane conveys the capacity to be focused and to be able to concentrate without distraction. It brings an ability to guide others into the underworld to help them with their transition at the time of dying, or with their journeying in the inner realms. As well as conveying an ability to work in the underworld, the crane symbolizes arcane science, or secret knowledge, which in the Druid tradition is represented by the Ogham script, the tree language of Druidry. In its widest senses, learning this language involves learning to read the book of nature. So I'm just looking at this card, and it's interesting because this crane came out for somebody else's reading as well. And there's a rune in its legs that it speaks of in the description. And I couldn't really see the rune in the last reading, but now I'm seeing it. The first rune I'm seeing is this P here, right? Which is Wunjo, which is joy, comfort, and pleasure. But then there's another P in the Elder Furthark runes, if I'm even saying that right. Which is also kind of like a P, but it's lower, right, if you include the leg. Which is almost like it's stopping with that leg joint. But the other one is kind of that, more like a D, if you will. Thurzaz, thorn, reactive, force, defense, and conflict. So it's interesting because with the crane, it's speaking of him or they observing the fish, right? Them observing the fish to strike the right opportunity, the effortless opportunity, but it's all about grace, poise, restraint, right? And then you have this blank card. This blank card is all about kind of staring at it, and there may be an animal that comes to mind, but there may be multiple animals, and you may gravitate towards not the first thing that shows up with that crane's energy, right? Like the perfect guide for you. But basically, There's a blank card in this deck for a reason. You're supposed to kind of stare at it, and if your animal spirit's not in the deck per se, or it could be maybe because it's a horoscope reading and multiple people watching it, right? There's supposed to be an animal that will come through after you stare at the card and kind of close your eyes. You should kind of get an image. And then you may want to look up habits of that animal spirit, right? The spiritual symbolism of it. So let's get into the learning tarot cards to see the surrounding energies in your orbit on your journey at this time. The first card coming out, you have the High Priestess. So this can be connected to intuition. We have the Moon and the Third Eye. My inner knowledge is my best guide in all. My inner knowledge is my best guide in all. That's kind of interesting. It offers you some sort of stability here, perhaps. Mystery, intuition, inner knowing, self-trust, spiritual insight, emotional stability, divination, esoteric wisdom, and knowledge. Things yet to be revealed. Spirit guides and discovering your truth. So you may also feel called to your Scorpio house reading. If you look into your natal chart, whatever zodiac sign is in your house of Pluto, there may be some hidden secrets or knowledge within that reading as well. I don't actually know what's in the reading in this particular series. You may actually just may need to check out a reading in that zodiac sign from time to time. That is the new moon in Scorpio, right? Pluto's energy. Connected or clarifying the High Priestess. We have the Nine of Wands. So Nine of Wands is about resilience, hard work, dedication, ongoing battle, battle-weary, fatigue, drained of energy, nearly there, close to success, courage, persistence, perseverance, backbone, learning from past failure, gather your strength, fight for your corner, and one last stand, connected to the sacral chakra, the moon in Sagittarius. So that could be connected to your kind of hidden or more personal goals, right? Did have the energy of secrets kind of coming out with that new moon in Pluto, but also with the crane. So this is connected usually, obviously, to intuition, inner knowing, knowledge, spiritual guidance. With the Nine of Wands, this can be a bit of a heavy burden. We may feel kind of like burnt out, exhausted, tired of working through some sort of energy here. But the Nine of Wands does symbolize being, there's only like one more step to kind of take here. You're almost crossed the finish line into the Ten of Wands, which is a time of reaping the harvest from all the hard work that you've put in. You may have a High Priestess type of energy around you, somebody that's kind of connected to their spiritual energies or religious beliefs, practices, things of that nature that may be helping and assisting you through this resilience energy of the Nine of Wands. You also have the King of Swords and the Page of Cups. The King of Swords typically would be connected to a man, perhaps a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but a very analytical person, thinks logically. We have the Third Eye again here. Uranus's energy with Libra, balance, structure, routine, intelligent, rational, logical, power, authority, strength, manners, conversation, discerning, detached, head over heart. An unemotional, analytical man of authority who makes balanced judgments and gives excellent advice. And then you have it paired with the Page of Cups, which is kind of an interesting dynamic here. This could be somebody that is used to working with logic, the mind, over the emotions, and a bit new to opening up to the emotional experience here with the root chakra, the moon in Pisces energy. This is young, romantic. This could be a father and son dynamic, or father and daughter even. Love, comfort, kindness, intuition, a good idea, a sensitive, thoughtful, introverted, cooperative, quiet, dreamy, imaginative, psychic, Emotional or dependent youth, someone interested in learning about emotional issues. So there's some sort of perhaps truth connected to our intuition here. But this could be a duo around you, two people that are connected somehow. One is kind of a little bit more wiser and mature. The other is kind of younger, but this could just be even at heart, right? It doesn't necessarily need to be about physical age. But the King of Swords around you may offer truer sight, perceptions, a different way to see things here with that Uranus's energy, opening up to different perspectives. The sword kind of represents that catch-22 energy, which can be a bit of a mirroring or even opposite type of energy. With that Page of Cups connecting to one's intuition, we have it connected to the root chakra. This may be connected to our childhood and upbringing with that Page of Cups. Somebody going through perhaps a rebirth here with that Pluto energy. Pisces can connect to dreams, fantasies, psychicism, that intuition. You also have the Nine of Pentacles with independent wealth and the Fool. It's time to embark on a brand new beginning. Independent success, financial stability, security, profit, prosperity, wealth, property, abundance, rewards through hard work, collecting on investments, thriving business status, freedom, wisdom, maturity, and indulgence. Innocence, freedom, originality, adventure, travel, foolishness, carelessness, idealism, youth, spontaneity, lack of commitment, and new beginnings. The Nine of Pentacles and the Fool. So the Nine of Pentacles is all about grounded success, but it's also, she's alone in her garden here, and she has this little bird, which is kind of like a spiritual messenger. So it's not that she's necessarily doing it alone. She's connecting to her intuition, following the guidance, her spirit guides here on the best path forward, trusting with that Fool's energy, kind of going into the unknown here. So this may be somebody around you that is stepping into a new venture, and it's almost like they may have a sense of being unfearful here, kind of excited for this venture. But you have two nines, so nines are connected to that Sagittarius energy, which is all connected to our goals, desires, accomplishments. With this being just within your orbit in general, you kind of started with the Nine of Wands, which is kind of like struggle, getting tired, worn out, but then it's leading to great profit here. Some sort of stable abundance. There may even be for some a new job or a relationship that sparks new emotion with that Page of Cups. Perhaps even a new feeling of excitement for a current situation, job, relationship, whatever the case may be. So let's pull some guidance with the Akashic Truth Oracle cards. You have two cards that wanted to come out. The first one we have grounding. So grounding your energy would be wise at this time, especially with that King of Swords and the Page of Cups. And if this isn't your energy and it is like actual physical people around you, you may need to ground and center your energy so you don't get too caught up in other people's emotions here. You're being asked to ground yourself. You've been spending too much time in your head, which is kind of that King of Swords energy, right? Being in the mind. It's time to pay attention to your body and to the earth. Go outside and plant your feet on the ground and enjoy the centering feeling this brings. It's grounding your energy. And you also have the card of Judgment with the wolf. You have the benefit of good fortune, and if you use your wise judgment, you can do anything. In this place, you can reach new heights. You should act on your potential when you see this pattern, since what you plant will grow. That's funny, we're talking about planting. Pay attention to your body and to the earth. Go outside and plant your feet on the ground. You should act on your potential when you see this pattern, since what you plant will grow. You're about to experience a spectacular ascent. Kind of getting the imagery, and this is something I used to say all the time, but when you're grounding the energy, like the way I ground my energy is I sit on the ground and I kind of just try to take a few deep breaths, or stand on the ground and imagine like pure energy from the earth coming up through your feet all the way up your body and pushing out anything old or negative out the top of your head, which most people will do the opposite. They kind of pull the light from their head and force the negative down into the earth. Which, I mean, at this point, either way, whatever way works for you, whatever way is what works, right? But I was, for some reason, getting the image of trying to do that, pulling the energy up. I'm seeing it repeating in this Nine of Pentacles as well, pulling the energy up from the feet. Like actually making it grow. But use your own judgment, following your own intuition here. Your emotions definitely may be speaking some truth to you at this time. With that King of Swords, you may bat it away sometimes, like put logic in front of emotions, but if it keeps popping up, you may need to acknowledge this emotion here. We do have that root chakra, so that can be connected to home and family, upbringing, childhood. So let's get into the Star Codes Astral Oracle to take a look at the next step, or where you can find harmony and balance to release some tension. Where can Sagittarius strike a harmonious balance to release any tension at this time? Is the overall guidance for Sagittarius. We have the second house of resources. So the second house can be connected to our personal values and self-worth. It is ruled by the house of Taurus. This card is giving me a bit of a Twilight vibe here. The cover of the book, sort of. I mean, except for she's not getting pierced through the hand by an arrow, but she might as well be, because she ends up dead anyway. Explore how you feel about money. So many people on the spiritual path have mixed feelings about money, their bodies, and possessions. Drawn to abundance and at the same time wrestling with guilt or discomfort around desire. This approach, avoidance, conflict around the material world can make it hard to focus your efforts, and it may send out mixed messages until the universe doesn't know how to respond to help you. The second house asks you to build a clear and congruent message about your relationship to your resources that you can stand behind with integrity. Matter is our sacred vessel for spirit. Explore your attitude toward your first resource, your own body and sensuality. It's the second card that's coming up, speaking of connecting to the body here. Look for that place of balance where you honor and respect your physical form as well as the importance of the soul that inhabits it. Invest your energy toward what you value. This is where you can be a resource to others, and this is where you can get paid. Clean up your act in the material world. Clean closets, pay bills, deal with other practical things that might appear mundane, but can be a sacred act of aligning the soul to the surroundings. Integrity creates a welcoming ground for bounty. Come up with a clear, integrated message to radiate out, then back that up with action. What you see is not all there is. If you are looking for emotional and spiritual satisfaction in your stuff, it will never be enough because it never quite scratches that itch. Your skills, your resources, and your interests can all be sacred if you make an offering of your intention and engage your work for the benefit of all sentient beings. Uranus, change with the underlying energy. Perhaps change in perspective. Did have that King of Swords energy is coming through with Uranus's symbol. And then the Libra, which is Libra is the season that this is set to air, right? Which is all about balance, but the house of Libra is connected as well to, it's connected to justice and balance, obviously. Libra being the scales of justice, but it's also mainly connected to marriage and partnerships. Any sort of partnership or relationship that has a connection to the heart here. So it could be like, you know, family, spouse, children, relatives, good friends, old friends, things of that nature. There could be a change here with that Uranus's energy. Change in resources, perhaps in our personal value and self-worth, and a lot of that can just be narrative and how we speak. We kind of focus on the negative or the lack, then we kind of grow more of that. Whether we do or not, it kind of grows in our own mind, right? And then we start to think that way. So what else does Sagittarius need to know with the angel number messages? Angel number messages. We did have number 6 showing on the pre-shuffle with I am nurturing. Some of you may even have to remind yourself to be more nurturing with that Page of Cups. I have to do that myself at times. What else? Sagittarius 29. I am insightful. So 9's definitely coming up a few times in your reading here. This is kind of the third 9 I'm seeing. 2s are connected to that house number 2, personal value, self-worth. 9s are connected to Sagittarius's energy, which is goals, desires. 2 plus 9 is 11, so this is kind of a karmic energy. What you put in, you'll get back. You are highly intuitive and creative. Your mind thinks in pictures, and you seem to draw information and ideas from out of the sky. A powerful drive to know the oneness of all things. The oneness of all things. That's kind of that High Priestess energy a little bit here. Because I see this as an 11. Oh, I can see it as an 11, but I'm also seeing it with the symbol number 2, 11, 11, sitting right in the middle. Strength, stability, faith, trust, perhaps even the light and shadow. I was kind of seeing the energy of working with your intuition. It's almost like where the light and the shadow meet, to find the like mid-ground or midway point, if you will. Which now I'm seeing that on the sword as well. Because the sword has 2 sides, but then it usually has the line down the center, right? The whole truth. And we have 28. 8's that Scorpio's energy, transformation, life, death, rebirth. 2's again with that house number 2. 2 plus 8 is a 10, which is Capricorn's energy, which is all about manifestation on the outer world in our actual reality, as opposed to spiritual, right? But using the spiritual knowledge to manifest. And by spiritual knowledge, I just mean the guidance that you receive, right? Kind of clues and hints. In an effort to accomplish great things, you recognize the value of working with others. You make a capable and compassionate leader who can bring people together and drive a team toward achievement. I am a leader. Yeah, you are. 10 can be connected to the Wheel of Fortune as well, knowing that things come in cycles. What goes up must come down, what goes down must come up. Same with that 9 of Wands, right? It's annoying, it can get stressful. But before or after the 9 comes the 10, which is success and completion, reaping the harvest for all the seeds that you have planted, nurtured, and cultivated. Let's pull you an Angel of the Day for the closing message. Closing message for the Sagittarius collective. There's also a call here to budget, perhaps. Plan ahead a bit with your resources, time, and energy. We do have the apple showing up, right? Which the apple can be very much a sign of needing nutrients. So we have Anielle. Oh, look, she got 2 swords. Bitch, don't play around. Meditation is important today. Annual will help you find peace of mind. Meditation is important. And that did kind of already come through, right? Especially with that High Priestess. Meditation, connecting, relaxing the mind. One thing I've been trying to do lately is release. What did I say the other day? I was like, God, wouldn't it be nice to release the need for like crutches, I guess. That's not exactly how I put it. Release the need for, like, I guess, codependency, if you will. And by what I mean by that is just certain things, like it's always like we need food, we need to stock up on this, I smoke coffee, like it's just, wouldn't it be nice to not need or desire those things, right? Like you could have them if you wanted them, but if you don't have them, be okay with that too. So that could be something if you're like working on that kind of energy yourself. Meditation can help with that, kind of relax the mind and kind of drop the heart rate. I always find it easier if you have anxiety, or if you're like to keep yourself busy trying to relax yourself. You really kind of have to slow your energy right down, and a lot of meditation can help that, like just to relax and calm the energy just to the point where you feel relaxed, to the point that you don't need to be filling your time with things that are draining your resources rather than contributing to them. So there you have it, Sagittarius. I hope this reading helps you on your journey. If it did, please feel free to hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. As I mentioned before, everything will be listed in the description box below. I will see you next time, and thank you for watching. Bye for now.